It has been almost a year since I did a video on this channel, and I'm approaching 1,000 subscribers. So I thought I would record a quick video of my monthly report for January 2023. I've been doing these reports for several years, and they document my transition from high dividend hunt to total growth investing. I'm working on a more comprehensive video talking about my investment history and strategy for when I actually do hit 1,000. One quick note before I start, my portfolio is small. I'm not one of those content creators who wants to show off how much money I made. Instead, what I want to focus on is how I'm building this portfolio for the long term, because I consider that to be much more important. My monthly dividend total for January of 2023 was $40.51 across all of my accounts, up from $23.57 in January of last year, and also up from last quarter's $22.94. Quarterly was $156.92 and annually $578.70. My average monthly dividend is $48.23, up from $46.81 in December, and my annual average is $494.42, which is on par with January of 2022. So I'm on my way back up again. My overall yield across all accounts today is 1.55%, with an expected gain of $609.33 over the next 12 months. That's up from last month's estimate of $581.62. I'm at 0.5229% of my goal, earning 29 cents per hour in dividends alone. I had 16 stocks and funds pay dividends in January. 9 of those paid an increased dividend, a special dividend, or they were a new dividend from a stock that I recently purchased. Global X Lithium and Battery Tech ETF, LIT, increased their semi-annual dividend by 730.55% to 0.5166 per share. Albertsons, ACI, finally paid that special dividend to shareholders that was promised when Kroger made their merger offer. And Raymond James Financial paid a dividend of 0.42 per share, my first since I bought the share in November. Other increases came from UFO, STLD, HEI, ROP, and FMC. Dividends came in as expected from EXP, WFG, IIPR, Comcast, Johnson Outdoors, DHR, and ENSG. I saw no decreases, although 2 stocks that I can now drop off my list because I sold them, that's RigZ and AMT. I'll take it. This chart shows my monthly, quarterly, and annual revenue totals, with data going back to the beginning of my journey. You can easily see when I hit the reset button to get away from high dividends and into total growth at the beginning of 2020. And now I can see the numbers starting to climb back up again. In case you haven't seen these reports before, that massive drop was when I switched my strategy from high dividend hunt to total growth investing. I had rearranged my ranking system to show me the stocks with the highest dividend growth, price growth, and the lowest payout ratio. And then I sold off everything that had a low score. I sold most of the stocks that were bringing in that $3,000 per year, and my dividend dropped by 90%. Now I'm building them back up with wise decisions for the long term. Here's a chart of what I'm building towards. This is based on the growth trends that I am seeing over the last 2 years, and they adjust themselves automatically after I enter the data for each month. This chart is motivation for me to keep going and to help encourage all of you to start early and invest wisely. My total stock portfolio value at the end of January was $38,532. It's recovered from about 35,100 at the end of December. Putin is still an idiot, and I wish the Federal Reserve had started acting sooner to fight inflation, but we are where we are. It's still not that far down, regardless of the scary noises being made by our media overlords. I also want to point out that while my revenue stream, my dividends, dropped by 90% in 2020, my portfolio value only dropped by about 35%, going from $34,000 in January of 2020 down to $20,000 at the end of March. Here are the trades that I made in December. I bought one share of Steel Dynamics, STLD. Steel Dynamics is in the materials sector, which today makes up 11.59% of my portfolio. When I made this purchase on the 3rd, it was below 11%, which is my current diversity limit. STLD itself is at 4.28% of my portfolio, so I do have room for another share or two, but I need to wait until that sector percentage comes down. The 5-year dividend compound annual growth rate is 17.01%, and they just replaced a Biomed on the S&P 500 back in December. I bought one share of Coinbase. So, I believe in the future of the crypto industry, and Coinbase is one of the largest centralized exchanges across the world. Prices and valuations are on a 4-year cycle, and they're starting to rise again. I originally bought one share when they first launched in July of 2021. I really should have waited. I bought this share in early January because I wanted to catch what I saw as a low point. It worked. That share is up 51.29%. I bought one share of Sonic Automotive. Sonic is new to my top 10 in the consumer discretionary sector. Tesla dropped quite a bit in early January, allowing me to put $47.69 into a different stock within that sector. Now consumer discretionary is back up above 12%, so I'll wait to buy any more of that. Sonic has a 5-year dividend compound annual growth rate of 38.79%. And I think the transition to electric vehicles is going to give them a lot of opportunity in the used cars market. Jefferies Financial Group, I bought 3 shares. Financials was at 10.62% of my portfolio. That gave me an opportunity to pick up JEF. This is an investment banker in the Americas, Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. It has a 5-year dividend compound annual growth rate of 34.85%. They missed the earnings per share estimate, but beat revenue estimates in their last quarter. What caught my attention is the payout ratio, 17.72%, meaning they are making major investments into their business for future growth. I think it was worth giving them a chance. And I bought one share of Kroger. Albertsons paid their special dividend from the merger with Kroger, and I have plenty of room in consumer staples, currently around 5.7%. With a 5-year dividend growth of 13.92%, it's not the fastest growing stock in my portfolio, but the price is low enough it's always worth snagging one when I can. Here's a chart showing my sector diversity. Diversity means a lot to me, which is why I set the 10% and then the 11% limit per sector. I will buy shares of stock within sectors that are lower than that limit just to build them up, but I won't get more than 11% right now. That's complicated. I'll go over that more in my other video. Of the 47 stocks that I have in my Roth, 27 are in the green long term. January has showed a rebound, and we'll see how well that lasts. Of the 11 stocks in my main taxable account, all of them are green for the long term. And the 3 stocks that I have in a miscellaneous taxable account, 1 is in green for the long term, and I'm watching the other 2. Nothing I have right now has dropped below 80%, like minus 80%, at least not right now. My overall gain was about 30.08%, up from 19.68% last month. I'm really happy with my portfolio right now, and I'm not too worried about the current downturn as long as I stick to the plan. My weighted average total growth investing score is good, currently at 173.78 as compared to 160.31 at the end of December. The lower that weighted average is, the closer to total growth my portfolio is focused. And if I continue to buy from the top of my list, that number will continue to get better after every purchase. And the rankings update daily, giving me the opportunity to buy better stocks while cutting the ones that fall too much. I did not sell anything in January. Looking at my substantial gains, I've got Tesla at 718.53, AMD at 517.77, Comcast at 496.79, Texas Instruments at 463.37, and NEE at 274.91. Hopefully this recovery will allow others to join the 100 Club. The YouTube channel is at 992 subscribers, and I'm working on that video for when we hit 1,000, just to thank everybody. I'm still working on a big project at home, scanning a few thousand family photographs that's just taking a very long time. Please share the videos if you appreciate them. I'm not actively going for monetization, but the companies I research are stocks that I really think will grow, and I'd love your feedback and comments. If anybody wants to help with the videos, please let me know. I'm doing all this myself. I put a bit of extra effort into this monthly report. Maybe I can do this on a monthly basis. Like and subscribe the TGI page on Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's build a strong community around wise investments, and let's keep our portfolios in the green.